In this particular situation, they should be going in the rooms in twos because that's what we do. We don't ever go alone. So they should slow that down. Okay, missed him with the taser. Can't use a taser on a fleeing suspect. We used to be able to, but they took it away from us.
3 steps. Now. Other right.
That does happen so many times. People are just so nervous. Okay, so this is GTA 5, obviously on a 5am server where you get to play as a law enforcement officer. I've actually used to play on a 5am server. I think it was Silver Lining Roleplay. Silver Lining? Yeah, I think that's what Silver Lining. Actually, I didn't play as a police officer. I played as a bad guy. They wanted me to play as a police officer, but like, no, I get to be a police officer all the time. I want to be the bad guy.
10-4. Signal 100 for code 5, please.
I don't know what codes they're using. These are not code 5 is like out on surveillance.
They're going. All right. We got break. We got pursuit taken off.
Break.
1033 Great Ocean Highway. Secondary call it.
Okay, good tactic. Secondary call it. Yes, if there's 2 units, you want your secondary to call it, so you as the primary officer can focus on driving, and the secondary could like lay back a little bit or be back a little bit, calling out the streets. So good tactics there.
Going back southbound on Toledo Boulevard. Now taking another left head back to the highway at this time.
We wouldn't be using left, right. We'd be using eastbound, westbound.
I'm going after the passenger. Passenger's got to be on the...
I'm not really worried about the passenger. I do want the passenger, but I want the driver, okay? The driver is a driver, if I remember hearing correctly, is a GTA vehicle, so they're responsible for the vehicle. They're the ones that took off on us, so you have the felony evading, and then you have the fact that they crash into a vehicle, possibly hurting the occupants inside. So what you have to do is, if I'm a supervisor, there's certain things that I want to hear from the officer. Number one, the excitement in their voice. If they're too excited, I'm not going to let them pursue a GTA because they're going to be risking not only their life, but they're going to be risking the life of the public. I want to hear about road conditions. Is it dry? I want to hear how light the traffic is, or is it heavy? I want to hear the speeds, and I also want to know the infraction of why they're chasing. These are all things that law enforcement officers must give their supervisor when they start a pursuit. Okay, missed him with the taser. Can't use a taser on a fleeing suspect. We used to be able to, but they took it away from us.
I'm gonna be to your left-hand side here. We're still by the railroad tracks. Oh, he's taking a gun out. Be careful.
Oh, boom. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's it. Quite a few too many shots there, first of all, but did he have the legal right to shoot? Now, based upon the gameplay, I could say yes. In a real situation, it's what is happening here. Did the officer fear for his own safety or the safety of others? Yeah, I don't have a problem with the shoot. What I do have a problem with is the not assessing what you had at that situation, as well as your backdrop here. That other unit was pulling up, and you could see that the unit got a round to put into it, so you could possibly be hurting one of your partners. Now, here's the funny part. The car hit the suspect. Did the driver see the gun coming out? Because if the driver of that police vehicle saw the gun coming out, he is justified using his vehicle with deadly force. He's authorized for deadly force utilizing his vehicle. I know that's kind of like, people are like, what are you talking about? YouTube it, guys. There are plenty of videos out there where officers have used their actual vehicle to neutralize a suspect because the suspect posed a threat to themselves or to the general public.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Shots fired. He took his gun out and twisted right at me.
You wouldn't be giving all that information over the radio because at that situation, it's like, okay, because we're going to need to get an actual investigative report from you, and you're not going to be making those comments like that.
Step 4, that's original call description of the original call we got. Just hold them until we get done here, see what's going on.
10-4, sir.
Okay, well, if they match the description, you do have the legal right to detain pending further investigation. This is called reasonable suspicion.
Just so you could be on audio recording, if you could go right in front of that hood's car right there for me.
Well, now, yeah, you don't have to pull him out of the car.
Oh, we're making contact with you today, Roger.
No, not necessarily, sir.
Not necessarily, huh?
No.
We received a call for shots fired right in the same exact spot.
Okay, well, then you could pull him out because then you could pat him down for your safety and the safety of others.
kind of pat y'all down while we're talking to you.
Vice Year 23.
Correct. You can dive me down. Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
Contact me over
Just,
the
Turn
radio.
around for you.
Yeah, just face the hood for me. Thank you, man.
That's what you get a level 5M server. That's the stuff that you get to do is so cool.
Hey, sir, mind if you just unlock the vehicle, please?
If you
Yeah,
want
but
to.
I can do that. I gotta go up the.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, let me.
Mr. Gray, appreciate your cooperation, man. Like I said.
I would ask him for his keys. I wouldn't let him go back to his car because we still haven't searched it. He knows why we're searching his car. So if he was the suspect, we don't want to give him the advantage of being able to reach inside and grab a weapon. So I would say, hey, where's your keys? And one of my partners would grab the keys.
Nothing in the car.
Okay.
Then he's just got a driver's license in the trunk. That's about it.
All right. All right, Mr. Gray, appreciate your cooperation. You're good to go, man.
Alrighty, man. Thank you.
Okay, so this is everyday policing, guys. This is the stuff that happens like literally every day. The vehicle matched a suspect vehicle of what we call a 246 PC, which is shots fired. Okay, vehicle matches. You got reasonable suspicion to go ahead and conduct a traffic stop to further your investigation. Now, we don't have probable cause yet. We're at we got the reasonable suspicion, but we don't have any probable cause to go any further. I love the fact that they asked him permission. Hey, can I pat you down? He's saying yes. Okay, cool. Now we have compliance. We're still in that investigatory realm, and then we ask for permission to take a look in the vehicle. Now, if he said no, we can't look inside the vehicle, then it's over. I don't have any probable cause to go any further. The vehicle doesn't match. He's as long as he has no wants or warrants, he's not on probation or parole, we're kind of done. And that's what happens sometimes.
Take your van, go wait for us till you're done, and then request a PID or a PIO, and then they'll speak to you. Not on the scene, though, okay?
I'm very sorry, sir. This is my first day on the job, sir.
That's fine, man.
The press has the legal right to stop and film, do whatever they want to do on if he's illegally parked, you can deal with that, okay? You can actually tell him, hey, we're going to give you a ticket, you need to go legally park. But if he legally parks, first of all, I'm looking at the scene right here. There is no red zone, there's no yellow zone, there's no blue zone. There is a white curb, which means the van could park right there. If they want to get out and break out all of their filming equipment and tape what we're doing, they can. They have the legal right to do so. So as long as they don't interfere with your investigation, they can film away. So it's saying, you got to get a PIO. Well, some agencies don't have PIOs, guys. So yeah, that is bad. That's bad right there. But I do love the guy. Like, I was doing good until you stopped me. God, I've gotten that so many times. It's so funny to hear that. But yeah, so dealing with this guy, I wouldn't even deal with this guy. Let him do what he's going to do. He's superfluous.
Man, U-turn signs. Like, no illegal U-turn signs.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I misunderstood you. With that being said, sir, since you were...
Actually, on the U-turn thing, so San Andreas, we know, is a fictional city in the state of California. U-turns are another issue. So the prima facie does vary from region to region. However, it also varies from in a city itself. To just say that 35 miles an hour is generally in all city streets, no, because residential is 25. Most city streets driving around at 35, but in the where I live, one of our main streets is 50 miles an hour, which is fast. A lot of cities don't have a 50 mile an hour street, but the city I live in does. So it does have to be posted. Okay, now U-turns. No, nothing has to be posted about U-turns because when you learn how to drive, got to learn where you can do a U-turn. You can't just do a U-turn where you feel like it. Like in the state of California, you can't make a U-turn in a business district.
All right, Mr. Kendall, last but not least, we're going to do something basically so just like an alcohol wipe, but it's going to turn brown if you have gunshot residue on your hand, and that's kind of going to help us determine. And
you got to ask him permission to do so. You can't just do it. It's called the GSR, gunshot residue test. I don't think we can get the results back in the field because all the GSRs that we do, we got to we take that, we seal it in an envelope, book it into evidence, and it's sent to the county crime lab. So that's a new one on me. If that exists, that's awesome. But I don't know. That's a good one.
It's not turning brown, so we're all...
Not to mention, if you're riding a motorcycle, you're wearing gloves. I don't know too many motorcycle riders. Me, I'm a motorcycle rider. I always have gloves. So just in case you take that fall. But yeah, so there you go. He wouldn't have GSR on his hands if he was wearing gloves.
All right, yeah, it is.
You smell that?
Yeah, I do smell that. Smell gas.
The gas part, you could then go ahead and make entry to see if what's going on inside, to see the safety of it. But I would actually be calling the fire department because they're the experts on gas, or the pseudo experts on gas. So I don't know about that. And then we could assist them by opening up the door, have them open up the door for us, especially smelling gas. At this kind of situation, man, when you're smelling that much gas, you got to ask yourself, is this safe for me to enter? Because remember, you don't have a mask to go inside there. The gas is going to overwhelm you. It's going to get inside your lungs, preventing you as a human being to be able to have your hemoglobin hold on to the actual oxygen. So we don't want to be doing that. Yeah, like I said, the whole gas thing, I don't think I'd be making entry. I'd be waiting for FD to get there and make it safe for me. This is one of the first times where we need the fire department.
I got the stairs.
And I'm going with the whole fact to say gas. I'm going with natural gas.
Tango 62, there is a basement door here. I'm going to wait over here. I'm going to be on the left-hand side of the building.
Yeah, stand by. What?
See, this is going too fast. Way too fast. Patrol does this. This is not a SWAT thing. Patrol officers will do this. So in this, and they've been trained, and I can't say this for every agency. Remember, in California alone, there's over 670 police agencies in California alone. So can you imagine how many police agencies are across the United States? I think there's 950,000 police officers in the United States, and we're not all trained the same. Okay, training standards are different. So in this, slow, gotta be slow, methodical. We wouldn't be going into rooms by ourselves. There's 3 of them. They could clear this building by themselves. More is better, but in this particular situation, they should be going in the rooms in 2s because that's what we do. We don't ever go alone. So they should slow that down.
All right, guys, house is clear. We got somebody down here. Is he shot in the head?
Okay, so if they're not going to move the body, there's really no reason to start taking pictures and all that stuff. I mean, at this point in time, for most police agencies, we have body cams. So body cams is capturing everything that we're seeing. Back in the day, before body cams, pictures would have been very essential to an investigation, especially if you're going to roll this guy and so forth. So homicide can see the position that he's in. I'm more concerned with the officer safety at this point in time. I'm going back to the whole gassing. Is this natural gas or is this the smell of gasoline? What is going on here? Because if it is bad, let's go ahead and back out. We got the dead body. Let's go ahead and back out. And let's go ahead and let the fire department render it safe. Let's get some ventilation going on. Fire department can ventilate this thing easily. And once it's all rendered safe, we can go back down there and start our investigation. I would love to play on this guy's servers and show them how to search a room so that way they can be safe in case there was a bad guy still in there, and then talk about the investigative part of this. A little bit rushed on this. Like I said, we got to think our safety first. But overall, though, pretty cool. Pretty good.
That's fine. Where's this pistol you're talking about?
It's in my glove box.
Okay. Let's go over here by this wall, please, while we talk to you. Not so close to the car.
Good tactic. Pull him out. Get him away from the gun.
We'll be right back, okay? No 10-15s
yes,
yet. All right, let's check him out.
Okay, so you could pat him down because he already admitted to having a gun. So let's make sure he doesn't have any further guns or any other weapons.
Like I said, we're detaining it right now.
I love to make the arrest look so violent.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you got a micro SMG on here. As of right now, man, you got to be placed under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be will be used against the court of law. You have the right attorney if you can afford one to set a senator to provide you one at the court's expense. You understand those rights? I just read them to you.
Okay, so here's the funny thing about the Miranda rights. You don't have to read Miranda rights upon arrest. I hate that. That is so Hollywoodish, okay? If you have to read Miranda at the time of an arrest, that's a policy from your department. Miranda v. Arizona states that upon being interrogated by the police, you have to have your Miranda read to you. If this officer doesn't ask any more questions about that gun, then that's it. It could be given to the detective. So they're reading the Miranda. It's like I said, that's a policy thing. We don't read Miranda when we arrest someone. We let the detective do that when they're going to interrogate them. So
you don't have a record on you. I'm cutting you a big break. And when I say big break, excuse my French, I mean a big break. What I'm going to do today is cite and release you.
Now, in this particular situation, if this was a violation in the state of California, having a loaded firearm in a vehicle, he's looking at a couple different things. It's only a misdemeanor in the state of California to have a loaded firearm in a vehicle. He would still be arrested. We're not going to cite and release in the field. That's for something a little bit less here. I don't care if he's from state of whatever, new to the city, new to the county, new to the state. Ignorance of the law is no legal defense. We're talking about a firearm here, folks. We're not talking about a vehicle infraction crossing a double yellow or anything like that. He would be arrested. Vehicle would be towed. He would be transported to the jail. There they would fingerprint him, photograph him, run his prints to make sure he's not some killer from another city, another state, or blah, blah, blah. And then he would get a release. He would still get a ticket and be sent on his way. It would take about maybe 6 to 8 hours, but he's still going to be going on his way later on in that afternoon.
Just sent one. I do have a pistol on me as well.
Okay.
They're both registered.
Could you do us a favor? Just keep that rifle slung on you while we talk here.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, and just can I get your identification and hunting license and all that? Just double check on it. No need to.
So here's the funny thing is these are things that I don't have to worry about in the state of California because we don't have an open carry in the state of California. Now, understanding open carry, I'm trying to remember the actual rules with open carry. Now, in open carry, I believe you cannot have one in the chamber. You could just have your rifle unloaded and be walking around with it, as well as your firearm on your side. I could definitely be a little wrong there. I do know it varies from state to state, but from what I do know and understand is that as long as everything's unloaded, you're good to go. Now, does it look right? No. It scares people? Yes, it does. It is the Second Amendment. Obviously, we're having issues. Obviously, there's a lot of debate in the United States about the Second Amendment and what's right, what's wrong, what should be allowed, what should not be allowed. So in this particular situation, I love the fact that the deputies is telling them, don't touch it, leave it sling, let us do our investigation. That's cool. We haven't broken the law. Now, in regards to him, even though you're in the county, there are certain areas where you just can't hunt. He has a hunting license. That's cool, but there are certain areas where you just can't hunt.
And also, how did you get here or drive here?
I walked down here. I had this in a bag that's down there and behind me.
Regardless of it, like I said, there's no laws been broken here. I'm not going to get all technical with you, start checking your rifle, all that stuff. You're a law-abiding citizen. You're not doing anything wrong.
This is the way the open carry should be handled. You could conduct a preliminary investigation and ensure that no laws are being broken and send him on his way. In fact, I've even seen some videos on YouTube where the officer's like, hey, how's it going, man? What kind of gun you carrying? The guy's like, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, that's cool. If someone is being a reasonable adult, they'll go with it. Hey, I get it, officer. Okay, that's cool. There you go. So I don't have any heartache over this particular scenario here.
Nobody's Camaro, both occupied, Camaro and the white Challenger. I'm going after the Camaro.
And that's why we don't bypass vehicles.
3051 southbound Sonora Freeway.
Okay, at this point in time, I would say traffic is light, speeds are blah, blah, blah.
We're going to drive. He's going towards the docking station off 3010 or...
Block the road.
Okay, we don't block roads.
BCSO.
That's what would we call a high-risk traffic stop.
About with your hands up.
Secondary pursuit. You can keep going with your 20s right now. Looks like he might be surrendering here.
10-4, we're going to have to...
Good backdrop.
Stop. Step.
Side step right.
3 steps. Now. Other right.
That does happen so many times. People are just so nervous.
I got the suspect. Keep an eye on the car. Don't move, sir.
So this is where you want to have more people there because you don't want someone on lethal coverage always while the secondary person makes contact.
So, do you know that guy in the Challenger? Is he like your friend or something, or?
I never met him in my life.
Never met him in your life? So what, you guys just met each other, decided let's go race, or what?
Oh, I ain't say anything about race.
So here's Miranda. They're talking about what happened. If the officer did not read Miranda, any of these statements cannot be used in court. So if he did read Miranda and they're now having a chit chat about what happened, then yes. But interesting. So this is where the Miranda comes into play because he's asking about like, hey, did you guys race? La da 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 da. So this is actually specific to the traffic stop. So this is where you got to be very careful.
Your reckless speeds could have hurt or maybe killed somebody. That moves up to criminal speeding, which is even that's a felony right there.
The most he's looking at is street racing, exhibition of speed, reckless driving. This is exactly why I do not want to play a cop in a 5M server. If I got to do a police report in a 5M server after playing a video game, forget it. I get to do that at work. Why would I want to come home, sit in front of my computer, and do the same exact job and fill out a police report? Forget it. I'll be a bad guy.
We're going home. Okay, man, we can take you home. You gotta put your hands up for me, man.
Okay, so this is like everyday call for law enforcement dealing with a drunk and who does not want to comply, you know. And you got to remember, as an officer, you got to remember, man, they are not thinking straight. It's nothing personal. It's just their mind is, you know, like they're drunk, and unfortunately, sometimes they make some bad decisions for themselves. So we got to try to do everything we possibly can to hopefully get them to comply. But sometimes it just doesn't work that way because they're just that intoxicated.
Okay, well, we seem to have a spot on your foot, if you know what I mean. So get it off your foot first. So
what he's trying to do is he's trying to let him know that there's a glitch from what they're seeing to what he's seeing. So this way he jumps and he recorrects himself in the 5M server. That's the whole like cell phone thing. Yeah, so it's kind of fun. You got to do little things like that to keep the gameplay moving.
Why are you breaking things around here, man?
God, they won't let me go home. He told me off the drink. I'm like, fine then.
So here's the interesting part. I'm curious to see what they're going to arrest him for, or if they're actually going to arrest him, because does the owner want prosecution for the vandalism? Because being drunk in a private business, you can't arrest him for drunk in public because it's not public. So you can actually be drunk in the bar, but you just can't be an a-hole. So let's see what happens.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rossi. Got a couple phones on you, an iPhone and one that's seems to be locked. Where'd you pick this one from?
So here's the thing. You're going to just keep talking to him and he's going to keep saying gibberish. So there's no reason to really keep going with him, you know, because eventually you're going to say something that's going to piss him off and he's going to want to fight. And there's just no reason for it. So find out, you know, let's get him back to the car. Find out if he, you know, if there's going to be any prosecution. And given how drunk he is, I'm probably not going to arrest him. We're going to probably call the fire department, have the fire department come out and take him to the hospital because he is so intoxicated.
I just don't understand why they wouldn't let me go home.
Okay, well, how much have you had to drink today?
Doesn't matter. He hasn't broken the law.
101 advised. The bartender is advising that he had a whole bottle of whiskey.
Okay. Doesn't mean anything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was a fun episode to watch along with you and give you my commentary and critiques. I enjoyed the 5M modification for GTA 5. It lets you play as a bad guy, it lets you play as a police officer, but it's definitely a lot of fun. Once again, if you like more fun, you're going to want to hit Gamology's Facebook and YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, that bell icon, and all that other cool stuff that you're supposed to do. And if you want more of my commentary and watch my gameplay, you can head on over to my channel, Chris the Cop,